Guys, you are welcome to Voice of Legon. Today we are here with Jeremiah Ndemeleh, who is a valedictorian of the business school, one of the cohorts from the business school. And this is a guy that went to, so this is what I know. He went to Pokuari school. In Opokuari school, he had some awards, which he's going to tell us about it, how he got it. He's going to tell us all the secrets, and I'm going to make sure that he does that. After Opokuari school, he came to the University of Ghana, did a whole lot, and actually engaged in student politics too, or student leadership. And today he is here as the valedictorian. So it's a nice opportunity to have him, and I'm about to take this opportunity to ask him a lot about his educational journey throughout basic school to university, where you are the valedictorian of a prestigious university like the University of Ghana. So, Jeremiah, welcome to Voice of Legon.
Thank you very much.
All right, so tell us, how did it all start with your basic education and the journey to the university level?
Okay, so as most of you know, during my speech, I said I'm from Kitekrachi, from the Oti region of Ghana. That's where I started my educational journey from. So I attended Almighty International School there. That's back then, around 2005. That's when I started school. Yeah. Then from Almighty International School, I came to Accra around 2010 to start my educational journey in Accra at Tema Rising Soul School.
At what level?
That's at class 2. I came to Accra at class 2. I think class 2, class 3 also. I don't really remember. But I stopped Rising Soul as at class 4. And I came to Accra. So from Tema to Accra. Right? And Tema, Accra, I came to St. Peter's Mission School at Boche.
Okay.
That's just here. And at St. Peter's Mission
That was what level 2?
So I was supposed to go to class 5, but I was jumped from class 4 to class 6.
Interesting.
So I wrote an entrance exam for class 6 or class 5. My sister just didn't want me to, stay back because I actually didn't start school. I started school 1 year late, so I had to just jump from class 4 to class 6 at St. Peter's School. So St. Peter's is where everything started, to be honest. St. Peter's School is a school that actually makes it very competitive for you. You can get all 90s and still be around 10 or something. So that's where everything started. And I completed my junior high
prior
school.
to you coming to St. Peter's Junior High School, or
no, St. Peter's Mission School.
St. Peter's Mission School. So what position were you attaining regularly in your class?
So at Rising, so I was just part of first 3.
First 3.
But in St. Peter's, in class 6 when I came, it was like part of first 10 because the competition there was was tough. But when you entered into GHS 1, that is when I started being part of first 3 again. So we completed school and all that.
What would you say moved you from first 10 to first 3?
So I think GHS is a place that it's all about your efforts, about how you study and all that. So personally, I used to like to study overnight back in GHS, and so everything started back in St. Peter's when I realized that the competition was high. And looking at where I'm coming from, if I don't study, there's nobody come to help me. You get me? So I had to find time to study hard and all that.
So basically, it was your personal decision to put in more effort.
Yes.
It didn't just come by itself or by chance. You actually put in effort to attain that.
Yes, I
all right. Tell me, so St. Peter's.
So at St. Peter's, when I got to Form 2 in St. Peter's, I decided to write BC. That's back in 2017. And I think this 12 or something during Form 2. And I had St. John's grammar. My sister said, no, you should not allow me to go to St. John's. That I have to just finish the GHS 3 there and just go to a better school. Sorry, St. John's.
Yeah, St. John's is actually the dream school of some people. So,
yeah,
but well, standards.
So I had to write BC again in Form 3, and in Form 3 I wrote and I had a single 6, and that's how I went to Opokuari
School. Yeah. Okay. So Opokuari School is the school you wanted to attend. Or
No, so
it was your second choice or something?
it was my first choice, but everything. So when you're in Accra, you don't really know about Pokuari. It's only when maybe you have a family member in Kumasi that will actually tell about Pokuari and Prempeh.
Mm,
So because I had family members in in
Kumasi.
Kumasi, they all were contemplating between whether to come to Prempeh or Pokuari. I just wanted to leave Accra. I've been in Accra for I think from 2010 2018, so that was like 8 years. I just wanted to move to another place to go and try and see how the culture there is. So I just wanted to go to Kumasi, and they chose Opokwara because Opokwara is more disciplined than Prempeh, obviously. So they decided to come to Opokwara.
Violence.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Opokuwari from St. Peter's.
Yeah.
St. Peter's Mission School, and then you went to Opokuwari.
Yes.
When you were in St. Peter's, was there a time that you were first in class?
Oh yes, there were a lot of times. So in St. Peter's, Form 1, so how St. Peter's is like this. So we actually, Form 1 and Form 2, you are being graded according to the class you are in. I was in Form 1A, Form 2A, Form 3 to A, but then in Form 3, they try to arrange us based on our performance. So we had
Overall performance.
overall performance across the whole Form 3 classes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when it came to that, I was part of first. So that one day it was changing. There are lots of sharks at St. Peter's, like respect. But I was always part of first 10 in St. Peter's, despite it being in what's the name? Being the single class like my Form 1A, or being it the arrangement as like grouping us all the whole classes like together. I don't know if you get me. So let me take it again. So St. Peter's is like this. So we have classes. So you may be in Form 1A, but in Form 3, when you get there, they'll put in Form 3 F. The reason why they'll put in Form 3 F is because F is for the sharks,
Okay.
right? And the sharks, they mix all the sharks in each of the classes. So we have from A to F. We have from A to F. And the F is for those who are really like smart and all that. So when it came to that, I was always part of the first 10, but when it came to my own class, which is a Form 1A and Form 2 and Form 3A, I was always first or second.
Okay. And some of your close contenders when you were in St. Peter's, do you know where they are right now?
Oh yeah.
Can you say hello about some of them?
Yeah, so those in Form 1 and Form 2A, I had some which just competed with me in University of Ghana Business School. Some trying Ken UST and all that. They're all doing.
They went to Ken UST?
Yeah, a few of them went to Ken UST, but majority of them are in University of Ghana.
Okay. And finally, you beat them over here.
Well, I did my best.
Good. You beat them. Best. He's trying to. And what's the name? Massage what he's saying, but yeah, basically he beats them over here.
I did my
so
best.
Opokuwari School. I read that when we were in, so you studied general arts in Opokuwari School.
Yes.
Most of the times, the brilliant students from the various junior high schools, when they are going to senior high, they want to study science.
Yeah.
And what influenced your decision to study?
So actually, all my teachers wanted me to do science. All the teachers I was supposed to teach, they wanted me to do science, but you know, I wanted an easy path. I'm not saying general art is easy, but personally, I didn't like biology. So my junior high school, St. Peter's Mission School, is a mix of JHS and SHS. So we had the opportunity to look at the SHS stuff there, look at their biology, physics, and all that. And I didn't like biology because I didn't want to. I'm told you have to draw, you have to label all this part and all that. So specifically because of biology, I didn't want to do science. So I actually had to do that business or general art. Business too. My sister was doing business. My sister did business and all that. So I just said, let me just.
You wanted diversity, so that
yes, because
you can tap from all day.
You get me? So my other siblings, two did science, one did business. I'm like, then let me also do general art. And yes, I think it was one of the best decisions I made. It made my educational journey smooth. Yeah,
smooth for you.
Yeah.
So general art in SHS1, you became the overall best general art student at Opokuwari.
Yeah.
How did it happen?
I don't know. So Opokuwari, you know, Opokuwari is the best school in Ghana. Forgive me, whether you are presec or whatever, Opokuwari is the best school in Ghana. Opokuwari has one of has the most brilliant students there, and I was surprised myself to find myself being the top
The top
student,
student.
yeah, general. Because when I came, you know, when you come, you see the list of students that have been admitted in the school. You see the single six, and you see the single sevens, and be like, Charlie, this is going to be hard. But at the end of the day, it's all about the effort and how you plan your studies and all that. And I'm sure when you put in the hard work, it will reflect in the results.
So, competition at St. Peter's and competition at OAS, which one would you say was tough?
Okay, so at St. Peter's, I would say St. Peter's was tough, to be honest, for me. Because St. Peter's is a place that has diverse people. It's also only boys like Opokuari, it was mixed
Oh,
with
okay,
girls,
yeah.
and some the smartest people in St. Peter's are actually girls. I can mention one good but she went for study abroad and she's back and all that. So you can imagine how smart she is.
Is
So
she in the University of Ghana?
she's in the University of Ghana studying
I mean,
political
where
science.
again could she have gone?
The University of Ghana. So St. Peter's has a lot of smart people, and the competition there was really tough. I think I personally, maybe when I went to Bukhari, I always told some of my colleagues that one thing that kept on my feet, one thing that made me continue learning really hard was St. Peter's Social School.
Okay.
And that's why even my staff made me go there because she heard the competition there was tough. Right. So when you go there, it's made you, even if you are first in your hometown or wherever you're coming from, St. Peter's will make you see that challenge.
Yeah.
We are a small boy there. So yeah, St. Peter's was Opokwari was also tough. Just that Opokwari, the top students were usually in the science department.
Yeah.
Very science department there, Charlie forget. You will never you can't get closer to them. Like they are really serious. Yeah.
Okay. So SHS 1 overall best general art student, SHS 2 overall best general art student. But I guess it took the same what's the name? Same things that made you get the overall best in SHS 1. Those are the same things that made you get overall best in SHS 2. So I wouldn't really want to dive into that. But um, you were a general art student. You could have studied political science or any of. So what
Yeah.
influenced your decision to divert into business?
So before I say that, my dad wanted me to do law. Yes, my dad wanted me to do law, but personally, it's not like I don't like reading. I just don't like how the law is. I don't know, everybody and their preference.
Their
Personally, I don't really like the law and all that. Even though I'm thinking of trying to go into my career after business and all that, but back then I just didn't like the idea of. I don't know if because of back then, but yeah, that's why I didn't go into any arts. Because if I had gone to art, I had entered into any art course, it would have been law. I would
Okay.
have liked to study law, but I chose business specifically because I just wanted a field that is diverse, a field that I can do whatever I want, a field that I know that after that particular field, any company can hire me. Because look around, every company needs a business student. Whether you are health, whether you're a government institution, you need a business student, right? So I just decided to do business because I know that it gives me the exposure
Yeah.
to do majority of the things or to enter into majority of companies despite the field and all that. Yeah, so that's one particular reason.
So it was more about the employability.
Yes, more about the employability.
Okay. And then you wrote SAT. Did you write it after senior high school or you wrote it when you were in school?
I wrote it whilst in school, whilst in the rest of Ghana, level 100, 2022.
And you had a score of 1,590
Yeah.
out of 1,600.
Yes.
But what influenced your decision to write SAT? Did you have some intentions to travel outside of the
Yes,
country?
yes. So anybody that went to Pokwara knows that SAT is one of the things that Owarens like to write a lot because almost everybody they wants to leave the country.
Okay.
So back in Owaz, I just made because I got the exposure. I didn't know SAT in JHS, so Owaz that made me know about SAT and all that. So I just wanted to try it and see. And sorry from seniors, you are there. Yeah, there are seniors. The seniors in Cornell, the seniors in Stanford. So we just want to write it. So I tried to write it in 2022. And it went up for me 1,590 or 1,600, and I wanted to leave the country, but so many obstacles happened, so many things happened. Unfortunately, I couldn't.
Would you want to talk about them or another day?
Another day.
Okay. Yeah. So after writing the SAT, you wrote ACCA too.
Yeah.
And for ACCA, for financial management, you were first in Ghana
Yeah.
and then 21st
First
globally.
Yeah.
When you wrote the advanced financial management, you were first in Ghana once again and then 17th globally. Tell me more, tell me more.
Okay, so ACCA is hard. In whether I say would say that is hard, right? And personally, as I said, so I think at the end of the day, I still have to give how I went about it. But for ACCA, it's about strategy. It's about asking people who have already written how they did it, and you building on what they did. So what I did was I asked a lot of people who have written FM and AFM about how they did it, and everybody have their method of study. You get me? So I also took that, added my own, and at the end of the day, it's yielded effort. Yeah.
Did you know you were going to top those classes?
No. You will never first. You will feel like failing. After you write anybody that writes an ACCA paper, unless you know yourself. But personally, anytime I write a paper for
feel like
ACCA, you feel like you are feeling.
Until the
But the
results
results will come, then you like Charlie.
Yeah,
So
I've heard quite a lot about that.
Yeah.
Would you say, okay, between ACCA and SAT, which one is hard? Which one is difficult?
SAT and ACCA. Oh, ACCA is hard.
ACCA is hard. Okay.
ACCA is hard.
So, at what point did you decide to run for Pentor Vice President?
Oh, my
And
friend.
what influenced your decision?
So, so my become Pentor Vice President. It's a story. It's a full story of this. So we can even we can even do a movie about that. Because a lot of things happened.
Give us a summary. Of
so let me see. Things happened. A lot of back and forth with the election results and all that. And eventually, I was picked to replace somebody that something happened.
Okay.
And we went through the needed procedure, and that's how I became vice president. So it's a lot of that's a whole thing on its own for the.
But it's not something you actually planned to do.
No, I told you something.
It came along the way.
It came along the way.
When opportunity meets preparation, that's the result that we see.
It came along the way.
But how was your experience combining academics with student leadership too?
It was hard because I was writing ACC, politics, and a lot of things. So
and the schoolwork itself.
Yes, and it was very hard. And academics, as you said, I remember I wrote my last but one paper in ACC during Pentor week. We were just last year June. We were planning Pentor week, and it was a Thursday when there were a lot of enjoyment and all that. I had to study in the noise to go and write my paper the following day on the Friday. It was very hard, but I still passed that paper. I see. So it's about the effort. Me personally, I feel like everything's about the effort. And one thing I would say is about the planning, how you structure your day. You know that I have to go and do this. You go and do it. You are done. You come back to whatever you want to do. Yeah.
So did you have to make trade-offs, like sacrifice some of the time you could have focused on student leadership to study, or did you have to sacrifice some of your study time to do, or you were paying equal attention to everything?
So sometimes it wasn't really that equal attention. It wasn't equal. I would say it was 60-40. I was paying more attention to the politics and the academics. I think it affected 1 or 2 grades in level 4 and then 300 because of that. But aside that, I think the planning helped me.
Throughout your education, University of Ghana to be specific, what was the worst grade you got?
A D. And that was entirely because of politics. Yeah.
So level 100 and level 200, you had all A's throughout.
Yeah, and 1B plus, yes.
And 1B plus. That's nice. That's nice. What advice will you give to someone at the business school who is struggling to attain the qualification grades, which is maybe a D, to just pass them for the paper? What advice would you give them? What strategies can you?
Okay, so I like to take my time to see this. See everybody and how they study. Personally, I understand more when I teach people. That's one thing about me. And people really feel like if they teach their friends like they know, so they don't want to teach. But I see one secret is that the more you teach somebody, the
The more you
more
know.
you understand. So back in level 100, we started a study group, right? And I've been the head, or I've been the one teaching since. And that's one that's really helped me. Because I know that I'm going to teach somebody, I study hard to understand that if I'm teaching the person, I don't make
You don't make
mistakes.
mistakes.
Yeah. So you have to make up your mind that whatever you learn, just try and, like, sometimes in conversations with your study partner, just try and teach the person that this is what I learned. And you will never forget, because to be honest, there are times that majority of the questions that we solve during group studies, we go to the exam, so it's basically the same thing. And I'll just be like writing,
Writing
like I feel like I'm just writing like
like
something
a
that I
lecturer.
already
You are
know.
a lecturer yourself, and
You get me?
they set questions for you.
And it's really helped me, to be honest. I'm like, and as I said, that's one reason why I think I even had the FGP I had, because at the end of the day, it's about you helping other people, and that the return of you helping people is really high.
So you didn't do it alone, but you took people along the journey.
Yes,
The journey.
yes,
Okay.
I did.
I mean, it's fulfilling when you know that there are some people that couldn't do one or two, but you were able to help them
Yeah.
do it yourself. Like mountain climbers, when there are mountain guides to help them climb to the top. Like it gives some kind of fulfilling. So I think I understand how you feel. But would you say without study groups, you would have been able to do what you are doing right now?
Without study group,
Yeah.
I won't know that. But then, because I did without study group in JHS, but I think study group in SHS is something everybody should involve themselves. I won't say without it, I won't have been, but then the study group also helped. That's what I'm saying. And it's not only about study group. Sometimes some can go to study group and black out. They don't know understand anything. And it's about, as I said, it's about the effort. You have to know when to do what. You have to know when, because personally, if it's time for studies, I go to the study room, go and study. If it's time for me to sleep, I'll sleep. If it's time for me to do something, I'll just do it and forget about it. That's how I am. Yeah, and you won't find me doing something different at the time that I'm supposed to do something else. That's how I am. So it's just like it's all about planning.
Okay. You are principled. You would say that.
Yeah, I'll see. Yeah, a bit, a bit.
Okay. And uh, what 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 would you say to a current student right now who also wants to become a valedictorian?
Don't. So let me say something. Don't put it in your mind that you want to be valedictorian. If you put that in your mind, you won't be happy. The reason I'm saying that is that if you start saying thinking about being valedictorian, you start learning too hard, and when results don't go your way, you become sad, and you'll be broken, and you see that you won't be able to continue the journey. You start sloping down instead of going up. I never thought of being valedictorian. All I thought was get my first class. For the first class there,
You really want it?
I wanted my first class. Valedictorian wasn't my thought. My thought was, let me just study hard to get my first class. And when you do that, it will help you. Just study hard. Just get an ace. That's what they will see. The more you get to ace, the more
you get close to
the valedictorian. For business school, there are lots of smart students there. You are thinking you want to be fast. Somebody also thinks you want to. Somebody also thinks. Somebody also thinks. So it's not only you, but it's about who puts in more effort, who does more work. Sometimes even the more work, hard work sometimes even doesn't yield the result. It's about
do it
smart strategy. Ask people. Don't be scared to ask for help. That's one thing about me. Even if I don't know, or even if I know, I'll still ask to understand it more. Some people are so, I won't say proud, but they don't want to ask for help. And if you don't ask for help, nobody knows that you are in need. The more you ask, even if you know, make sure that you ask the next smart person
so that you can add to what you know.
what you know.
So Jeremiah says it's always okay to ask for help. At what point did you realize you were going to be the valedictorian?
I think it was just level 4 because the competition was tough. For me, I think it's for 400 second semester that I was told that I may be the Valedictorian and all that. So, but then from level 100 to 300, mine was first class. For the first class, I just wanted it. But Valedictorian was in 400. I think that was when I was good. Even that one, it was likely because there are lots of smart students
Yeah,
in the
smart
business
student.
school and all that. So yeah.
So now you are valedictorian. What's the way forward? You are done with school. You are doing your service at KPMG.
Yeah.
So what's the way forward for you?
So personally, I'm just trying to finish my national service, try and get the experience I'm needing. Because I went to KPM specifically for the experience. I want to see how the professional world is, how the business world is, and at the end of the day, whatever comes after, I leave it to God. I don't really know. I'm just
You're
hoping
just
for
in
the
for the
best.
ride.
Yeah, I'm just hoping for the best and see what God has for me.
Well, I don't know if someone has already told you, but these are very great things that you are doing. You are making really great strides, and I am personally wishing you all the best in everything that you plan to do. And then I believe the students are also rooting for you. We are all hoping that you are able to do whatever you put your mind to, and then whatever you have it in mind, because you have greatness in you,
Thank
and
you.
the whole student body and the whole world is waiting to see what you have to offer to the world. So
Thank you.
keep grinding and then keep making the University of Ghana proud.
Thank you very much.
It's been nice having you here. I don't know if you have any last words to share with the viewers.
Okay, so I would just like to talk to the students out there who want to be valedictorian or who want to get the first class. As I've been saying, don't be shy to ask for help. You see, majority of people out there who are big business people didn't do it on their own. They all had partners, they all had people that they looked up to, they all had people that they asked for help. If you see that you are struggling, ask a colleague. You know, don't be shy, don't be too proud. That's one thing affecting us Gen Zs. We are too proud to ask for help. Ask. If you don't know, ask. Even if you know, ask to get more understanding. And I believe that the more you ask, the more you gain. All right. So all the best to everybody out there, and I wish you all the best. We'll meet at the top.
Yeah,
Bye.
so Jeremiah says that it's okay to ask for help, and even the Bible says that ask and it shall be given unto you. So if you need help, ask a colleague. Anything that you need help with, ask a colleague, and then keep grinding. These people were not born with books in their hands or something. They had to strive for it, and then the exposure also helped. So we are wishing everyone the best, and we are hoping to the next time we are hoping that the next time we would have an interview like this, it would be you sitting here, and then we can hear about some of the ways by which some of these interviews helped you. So we are wishing you all the best, and we hope to hear from you once again. Thank you.
Thank you too.